Problem 3, you are asked to multiply negative x squared times quantity x cubed minus 2x squared minus x minus 1. You're asked to multiply a monomial, one term, by a polynomial, four terms. And this polynomial has degree 3 and it has 4 terms. It's kind of like being asked to multiply one-digit number by four-digit numbers. We're going to start by rewriting the problem. Negative x squared times the quantity x cubed minus 2x squared minus x minus 1. All right, I'm going to begin by distributing. I'm going to multiply the terms inside the parentheses by negative x squared. So negative x squared times x cubed plus negative x squared times negative 2x squared plus negative x squared times negative x plus negative x squared times negative 1. In the next step, I'm going to multiply. Again, applying rule 5, which says if you're multiplying terms with the same basis and you add the exponents and keep the base. So negative x squared times x to the third is going to be negative x to the fifth. Negative x squared times negative 2x squared is going to be positive 2x, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. 2x to the fourth. Negative x squared times negative x is going to be positive x to the third because there's an implied exponent of 1. And then negative x squared times negative 1 is going to be positive x squared. And that's it. So negative x squared times quantity x cubed minus 2x squared minus x minus 1 equals negative x to the fifth plus 2x to the fourth plus x cubed plus x squared. So you multiplied a monomial by a polynomial with 4 terms, and this is your answer. Your answer is also a polynomial. Problem 4, you are asked to multiply a monomial by a trinomial. And again, the problem is very similar. Now we have fraction coefficients. Just we're going to see an example of what to do in this case. So you have 1/3 x squared, your monomial, times quantity 1/2 x squared minus 3x plus 5. I'm going to begin by rewriting the problem. Always a good place to start. 1/3 x squared times quantity, my trinomial, 1/2 x squared minus 3x plus 5. I'm going to distribute. I'm going to multiply the terms inside the parentheses by 1/3 x squared. This will give me 1/3 x squared times 1/2 x squared plus 1/3 x squared times negative 3x plus 1/3 x squared times 5. All right, now I'm actually going to multiply 1/3 times 1/2. You multiply the numerators, you multiply the denominators, you get 1/6. And then x squared times x squared, we're going to apply rule 5, our exponent rule 5, which says if you're multiplying bases, terms with the same bases, you keep the base and you add the exponent. So that's going to be x to the fourth. 1/3 times negative 3. Negative 3 you can think of as negative 3 divided by 1. So it'll be negative 3 divided by 3. X squared times x, you can think of x as having an exponent of 1. So you get x to the third. Plus 1/3 times 5 is 5/3. You can think of this 5 as being written over 1, and then the x squared term just stays. I'm going to simplify. 1/6 x to the fourth plus negative 1 times x cubed plus 5/3 x squared. And I'm going to simplify further. 1/6 x to the fourth minus x cubed plus 5/3 x squared. Note that this is a quartic term, this is a cubic term, this is a square term. These are not like terms, or these are not like terms, so I cannot add them. I cannot add them. So 1/3 x squared times quantity 1/2 x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 1/6 x to the fourth minus x cubed plus 5/3 x squared. There we go. A little algebra. All right, and then problem 6 says multiply then add. You have 3x times quantity x squared minus x minus 5 times quantity x cubed plus 3x squared minus x. the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite the problem. 3x times quantity x squared minus x minus 5 times quantity x cubed plus 3x squared minus x. This looks similar to what we did before in that you have one term multiplying many terms, but you have two distribution problems combined together. I've mentioned before polynomials behave in many ways like numbers do. So if you remember with numbers, when we had more than one operation, we applied something called the order of operation. That guarantees that everybody that does the problem gets the same answer, okay? So the order of operations says to multiply first and then to subtract. Distribution is multiplication. Distribution is just another word for multiplication. So I'm going to distribute the 3x to the terms inside the first set of parentheses. Then I'm going to distribute the negative 5 to the terms inside the second set of parentheses, and then I'm going to add or subtract them. Then I'm going to combine them. I'm going to use the order of operations on polynomials, the same way I use them on numbers. All right, so I'm going to multiply the terms inside the first set of parentheses by 3x. You'll get 3x cubed minus 3x squared. And then you get the minus 5 times x cubed plus 3x squared minus x. I'm taking a little shortcut here because we went over how to multiply monomials in the last few examples. So I'm just going to write the result. I'm going to distribute again, multiply the terms inside the second set of parentheses by negative 5. The negative belongs to the 5. If you just distribute the 5, then you are only making the first term inside the parentheses negative, but not the other terms. We are told to subtract 5 times everything inside the parentheses. So everybody gets multiplied by negative 5. So negative 5 times x cubed is negative 5x cubed. Negative 5 times 3x squared is negative 15x squared. Negative 5 times negative x is positive 5x. And then I notice that I have a few terms here, and unlike at the end of the last example, I do have the few terms of the same degree, or like terms. So let me make a note of them. I have two cubic terms, third degree terms, two quadratic terms, or second degree terms, and I have one linear term. So in the next step, I'm going to rearrange the terms to write the like terms together. You don't have to do this, but this is just to show you how they would be combined, what would happen to the signs. So 3x cubed minus 5x cubed, the negative belongs to the 5. Negative 3x squared minus 15x squared, and then the plus 5x. And I made them the color that I used to underline the like terms. All right, and then I'm going to combine like terms. 3x cubed minus 5x cubed is negative 2x cubed. Remember, when you add or subtract like terms, the variable part stays the same. And then negative 3x squared minus 15x squared. Negative 3 minus 15 is negative 18. And then the x squared part stays the same. And then the plus 5x. All right. So 3x times the quantity x squared minus x minus 5 times the quantity x cubed plus 3x squared minus x equals negative 2x cubed minus 18x squared plus 5x. All right. In the next few lessons, we're going to see what happens if you're multiplying binomial by binomial, trinomial by trinomial, and so on. And it's kind of going to be a weird version of distribution, okay? But I'll save that for next lesson. For now, that's all right. You are ready to try a few problems on your own. The problem set is due for my B-Day classes on March 27th by 10 a.m. and for my A-Day classes on March 30th by 10 a.m. And have a wonderful weekend.